MegaPodTastic. Good morning, MegaPodlings. Krazy Joe here, coming to you from the AMC Plymouth meeting, where I'm about to see Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Now, for those of you who don't know, I have a love-hate relationship with Godzilla. I love Godzilla movies. I think Godzilla's great. But I also kind of hate Godzilla because this channel used to be called MegaPodzilla. And I got a cease and desist letter from Toho Films telling me I was infringing on their copyright. So ever since then, I've been a little angry at Godzilla. Doesn't change the fact that I want to see this movie. Like I said, love-hate relationship. So this is the sequel to the 2014 Godzilla movie, and I gotta say, I was disappointed in that film. It's a 2-hour film called Godzilla, and Godzilla's only in 8 minutes of the movie. Come on. I think they could do better this time. I'm hoping they will. The trailers look good, and it's from Michael Dougherty, who wrote and directed Trick or Treat and Krampus, and he wrote Superman Returns. I really love Trick or Treat and Superman Returns. Krampus was fine. I liked Krampus. Nothing against it. But yeah, it didn't stick out to me as much as the other two. But let's go. Let's hope for the best on this one. He better be in more than 8 minutes. That door is locked. Thank you. You're not going to believe the terrible mistake I made. I brought my refillable popcorn bucket. I always bring it. But I accidentally brought the 28, you can't see it because the 2018 bucket. This is the bucket that expired last year. I have a 2019 bucket, you guys know that, you see it in my videos all the time. And I grabbed the wrong bucket. Fortunately, they were kind and took pity on me and allowed me to refill it anyway, which they're not supposed to do, but I explained to them, look, I got this year's too, I just grabbed the wrong bucket. So I am gonna have to throw this bucket in the trash after tonight to make sure I don't grab the wrong bucket again. We don't want a repeat of this. The trick now is staying awake because it's a 10:45 show and I'm tired. Unfortunately, the earlier shows were 3D, and as you know, I can't stand 3D. Let's talk about Godzilla, King of the Monsters. All right, the critics have not been kind to this film. A lot of people really don't like it. I gotta be honest, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was much better than the 2014 film, which only contained 8 minutes of Godzilla in a movie called Godzilla. This one definitely ups the monster quotient because not only do we get Godzilla, we get King Ghidorah, we get Mothra, we get Rodan, an all-star gallery of Toho's greatest monsters. Again, the human stories kind of bog the film down a little bit better than last time. We've got Millie Bobby Brown from the TV show Stranger Things. She's the main human star of the film. And Kyle Chandler and Vera Farmiga from the Conjuring films as her parents who were divorced. And they're all involved in this plot to unleash all the monsters on the earth, basically to save the earth. That's the plan that the villains of the film have. They feel that the monsters will revitalize the earth because everywhere they go, they bring about destruction. But then there's renewed plant life, things like that. They think that basically the monsters are going to save the earth by destroying it. That seems to be their plan. And there's some plot twists in there that I'm not going to give away. You got to see the movie. It's a better story than the first one. It's got more monster action than the first one, and the human story is a little bit better. However, there's still far more humans than we need. We're there to see the monsters. Now, granted, you can't just let loose the monsters. There has to be a plot driving them. But they're having a little bit of trouble finding the balance in both the 2014 film and this one, though I do think this is the better of the two. I'm going to give it a mild recommendation. I enjoyed it. I think if you're a Godzilla fan, you'll enjoy it. But there's better things out right now. Avengers is better. John Wick 3 is better. And, there's a lot coming out. Men in Black, Toy Story. I would say that this, to me, feels like a very middle-of-the-road summer blockbuster. I'd put it a little bit above mediocre minute. I don't think it's... it's a very mild high five. This is a very mild recommendation. If you like the 2014 film, you're probably going to like this one a lot more because this is a better film. But it's still a little bit underwhelming. Of the Warner Brothers Legendary Pictures Monster Universe, which this is the third film in, I still think Kong Skull Island is the best of the bunch. And there are a lot of references in this movie to Kong Skull Island because they are setting up Kong vs. Godzilla, which is, I believe, opening next summer. So they must already be shooting it. A little bit of interesting trivia that relates to this channel. As many of you who are longtime viewers know, I have a slight obsession with a failed TV series from the 1980s called The New Monkeys. I've mentioned it on this show many times, and I've interviewed 2 of the New Monkeys on this very channel. You can find that video if you look. Dino, Kovis, and Marty Ross of the New Monkeys were here on this channel. Did an interview with me, an audio interview. It came from the podcast. I took it from the podcast, put it online. So, the New Monkeys, for those of you who aren't familiar, were, the 80s were what Dino Kovis of the New Monkeys calls the regurgitation era of television, where they take things that were hits in the past and bring them back. We got a new Gidget. There was a new Munsters. A lot of shows like that came back. And one of them was the Monkeys. But with the Monkeys, it was an attempt to recreate the old show. It was an attempt to recreate the formula of the old show. Basically, get 4 guys with distinct personalities, put them together, create a sitcom and a music career. Let the music promote the TV, let the TV promote the music. Same concept, but without copying the original. You copy the concept, not copy the personalities. You know what I mean? I'm already going on too long about the New Monkeys in a review for a Godzilla movie. But the reason I bring it up is one of the New Monkeys, Jared Chandler, after the New Monkeys was canceled, he joined the military. And then he became a military advisor on movies. He works on many movies as a military advisor. And Jared Chandler of the New Monkeys is credited on Godzilla, King of the Monsters as the military costume consultant in the end credits. I saw that and I smiled. I said, Jared of the New Monkeys worked on Godzilla. So I enjoyed this. And hey, a little bit of trivia. Did you know that Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things and Godzilla, King of the Monsters, did you know she used to be married to Millie Whitney Houston? I don't know if you guys knew that. That's a little trivia. Millie Bobby Brown used to be married to Millie Whitney Houston. That's factual. You can Google that. That's true. All right, I'm giving a mild recommendation to Godzilla, King of the Monsters. There's better out there, but this is certainly better than the 2014 film. Not as good as Kong Skull Island. But I do look forward to seeing Kong versus Godzilla. And at least we know it's got to be better than the 1998 film with Matthew Broderick, which we're still trying to forget. My good buddy James Clark, that's his personal worst movie ever made. So because he's a hardcore Godzilla fan, that film wounded him in the way Star Trek Nemesis wounded me. Anyway, keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing those pajamas. Tell everyone you meet. Keep wearing those pajamas with the back door flap. Keep wearing those pajamas. Don't open, it's a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander Adamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now we're having fun. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now the song is done.